Hello and welcome to the channel of Hashalia once again. I trust that God is blessing you. Today is the 2nd of February 2025. Apologies for not doing a upload yesterday like I said I would, but I was having some problems. Anyway, you might be wondering why I'm wearing a big jumper jersey up here. Well, it's not to keep me warm. It's to keep me protected from just about everything that flies and crawls, which so far has done a good job of eating my body, so I'm giving myself some respite. Anyway, praise the Lord. The parable of two men on a journey. As I was sitting outside the other day, I started to think about the island of Sumatra. Now, Sumatra is known for the Sumatran tiger, but it's also one of the biggest, if not the biggest, islands in Indonesia. Anyway, I was just sitting there thinking about it, and this parable came to me, and it was the parable of two men on a journey. Both men were attempting to reach the same destination, but as they stood at the beginning of the jungle, deciding on how best to reach their destination, they realized that the quickest way to get to this destination, and it was an important destination, was directly through the jungle, straight line. The other way was to circumvent the jungle, but the journey took twice as long. There were many villagers there, and the villagers warned them, both of them, that there was great danger in the jungle, and there was a very good chance that they would not make it if they attempted to go through that jungle. The first man, who was rather impetuous and impatient, he decided he was not going to heed the voice of the villagers, and he was going to go directly through the jungle and get to his destination as quick as possible. So basically, he prepared nothing, set off, and at some point during his journey, he was set upon by a tiger. He was never heard from again, never seen again. The second man heeded the voice of the villagers, and he prepared the resources that were required to make the much safer journey by circumventing the jungle. So he prepared water, food, and he took a guide with him. And so he set off on his journey and he made it to his destination safely. Okay, let's understand the parable. The first man was a foolish man, a man who would not heed the warnings of the villagers. The villagers represented watchmen and watchwomen on the wall who were sending out a clear signal, a clear warning of the dangers that potentially lay ahead. But the foolish man, he decided he was going to ignore the watchmen and watchwomen, of which there were many. He ignored them and he went straight up through the jungle, came across a Sumatran tiger that mauled him, and that was the end of him. The second man was a wise man. He heeded the voice of the watchmen and the watchwomen, paid careful attention to what they said, and so he prepared properly for his journey. The guide he took along with him to help him reach his destination represented the leading and protection of the Lord to safely guide him to his destination. Let me read to you from the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verses 16 to 20, and you can read much more in this yourself, but these are the verses that I'm going to read. Now it came to pass at the end of 7 days that the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, I have made you a watchman for the house of Israel. Therefore hear a word from my mouth, and give them warning from me. When I say to the wicked, you shall surely die, and you give him no warning, nor speak to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, that same wicked man shall die in his iniquity. But his blood I will require at your hand. Yet if you warn the wicked, and he does not turn from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but you have delivered your soul. The faithful watchmen and watchwomen are everywhere at the moment. God has raised up many people and they're sending out many warnings. They are faithfully discharging their duties. It is up to you and I to listen to the warnings that are coming from the watchmen and watchwomen on the wall. If we do, all will go well. But if we ignore what God is saying, maybe people might not quite understand this, but if we ignore what God is saying, that is sinful. It is sinful, especially if you hear it loud and clear, as the first man did. He was a foolish man. That was sinful. It was wicked. And he paid a very heavy price. But the second man was a very wise man, and he reached his destination. So anyway, another quick video. May the Lord bless your day, and look after yourself. Until next time, God bless you all.